Back to my initial point now, and I'm going to come to you now, which is about security now. And as much as whether we like it or not, yes, we went through a recession, yes, things were bad. We've decided to blame who we want to blame, as much as the federal government says has blamed everybody else but themselves. Security in this case now, like I'm talking about with regards to what is happening in 2018, we're barely a week into the year. We're hearing stories and seeing unbelievable images of our fellow Nigerians in Benue State, in parts of River State, in Kwara State. These are places that started the year on a horrible note, with pretty much murder happening on almost a daily basis, and we don't seem to be having the sort of response people want to see. I mean, like I said, we've probably gotten a tweet or two from the president about it, and that's been it. We don't know if there's any action, and we're not seeing. And for a government that says so much depends on body language, are you seeing that body language that would make you think that, okay, these things are being tackled properly? Unfortunately, I'm not seeing the body language. You know, when the government deployed military to personnel to the southeast on operation, I can't remember the operation, they had Python dance or whatever it was called in respect of the IPOB. You know, there was no carnage in the southeast. There was no murder, there was no killings. It was just a little bit of unrest, but it was manageable. And the force at which they responded, I would have expected that for this Benue crisis or this headsman crisis, they should have responded with triple the force. We don't even, if their actions, if they can't communicate to us because of the peculiarity of the present administration, let them communicate to us through their actions. There seems to be some form of docility. Like you said, the security, everybody is scared. People can't travel. I have matters, I do matters in Kaduna, I do matters in Calabar. At times, I don't want to travel. I had a matter in Asaba 2 months ago. I wasn't anxious to go to Asaba. You know, so it's becoming worrisome. But if I get the feeling that the government is putting security all out to guarantee our safety, I will feel very comfortable. And if someone like me can be feeling unsafe, I mean, I've not achieved anything. But like you mentioned, the Northeast, for the most part, I mean, we're not saying it's a completely safe zone now, but we know the difference. There's a marked difference between 2014 and today with the Northeast. Does that give them some sort of a score with regards to how well they've tackled security? Oh, definitely. We need to give them a score in terms of tackling the Boko Haram menace. I mean, I give it to Buhari. If there's anything he has done very well since he came into the saddle, is that he handled security very well in the Southeast. He's been able to curtail Boko Haram. So that one, he must be commended for that. But these Fulani headsmen is a recurring decimal in this government. And if they don't address that point, then that would continue to erode any positive points in my having in respect of security.
Security crisis in this country is not just today. We know that has happened from way back, and it also had to do with the nature of the coming together of Nigeria. We would recall that, you know, there are different ethnic tribes who had lived independently on their own before, you know, the amalgamation of Nigeria. So then the problem had always been reoccurring over time. It's not today's problem. And I'm not saying that the government, you know, should sit and watch, this criminal set of individuals murder people. I'm saying that when you're talking about, you know, when you are trying to criticize, you should also look at it from the holistic point of view. You should admit that indeed this problem has a root. So we should also suggest solutions to the root of the problem. Which is what they're there for as government. They're supposed to suggest the solutions. No, exactly. But I want to pick up from there now. I want to go into 2019, because we hear 2019 has already kicked off in full swing. We're hearing names like former Vice President Atiku switching parties already and probably trying to declare very soon. These day newspapers came out boldly to say that President Buhari has appointed the Minister Amechi as his campaign director already. We don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, the newspaper alleged that. 2019 is in full swing. The one thing that we know that Nigerians are completely disappointed in is how many promises the president made in 2014 and 2015 before he was elected. And it seems like barely any of them have been fulfilled, probably one or two of them. But there are so many promises made now. Looking at 2019, we don't know if the president is going to run yet. We're not sure about that. But what do you think? How do you think all of these we've talked about so far are going to shape up the run-up to that? Yeah, when you're talking about promises the president have made, I think the president have made quite a number of promises, no doubt, when it comes to anti-corruption, when it comes to food security, and providing jobs. Yes, jobs and all that. A lot of them. Yeah, a lot of promises. Yes, a lot of them. But then now he's in government. You know, he had been there for 2 years now. Now, if you look at what have been happening in the agric sector, for example, you could see that despite the low income the government has been making over the last 2 years, they've been able to invest a lot of money. We've seen the CBN Anchored Borrowers Program and how it has been able to generate our own food security regarding rice, which is our staple food. We recall how Thailand factories are shutting down because they are no longer importing exporting their rice to us. So we could also see that government, when we're talking about government promises, is not going to work or happen within just 2 years. You have to wait till the 4th year before you can fully assess this. But if you look at even the assessment of the agri sector, the anti-corruption sector, we could see that not all have been done in the anti-corruption area, but we have also seen money recovered. And you should also look at it from the perspective of the nature of the system that had been before it came in. The judiciary is also an arm of government that is independent from the executive arm. So definitely, they had to look at ways to be able to recover some funds that these criminals have been able to make, because the burden of proof usually is on the executive arm. And unfortunately, most of the time, we see cases where the judges would continue to postpone them. So the way the idea they made in anti-corruption front is that they are going to be bringing the burden of proof to the doorstep of the thief.
Just quickly, now, a lot of people have criticized the opposition generally. I mean, they've said that, okay, as much as this government may not have performed amazingly, the opposition has gone to sleep pretty much. It just looks like they're trying to start to wake up now. Don't you think it's a little too late for anybody to start trying to upstage this government, seeing as they had so much time to be a proper opposition and they did it?
I don't think it's too late for the opposition to wake up. The opposition is waking up, and what will determine if the opposition can give APC a run for its money and its life is the kind of how they resolve crises in a state like Osun State. In Osun State now, there's no PDP does not have an executive. They've not done congresses. They are going to have elections. In Ekiti, they're going to have elections, and if they don't manage the process of whichever candidate they want to choose very well, then they're going to run into problem. In Ekiti State too, if they don't manage the process very well, they're going to give themselves. In Osun, we are hearing that they want to push a particular candidate forward. I can assure you that if that candidate that we are hearing rumors about is being chosen, if he's chosen, then we can give it. PDP is going to lose that state 100%. And if PDP also, we're not satisfied with the choice of the national chairman of PDP, but with the national chairman, I said he wants to work very well. If he pushes any presidential candidate that is a mediocre, APC is going to have an easy run, even if they present any other mediocre. And in Ekiti State too, if APC does not manage the process very well, if they recycle their candidate by bringing a former governor or whatever, they're also going to lose it.
So many permutations. Exactly. Well, thank you very much, guys, for being here today. I have a feeling we're going to have to call you back.
Definitely.
The year is just starting. There's so much politics to talk as the year goes on. Definitely going to be an interesting year. We're going to be watching that space very well. Thanks for being here.
No problem. Thanks for having us.